Hello, I hope you're doing well today. Today I am going to give what I hope is to be a comprehensive beginner's guide to Prusaslicer. Now I'm currently using Prusaslicer 2.5, but hopefully this guide will be relevant for people using older versions as well as newer versions. Newer versions may include additional features. However, it's likely that many of the features I discuss in this video will also be relevant for future versions as well. Now, the first thing to know is what is a slicer? A slicer is basically a program that takes your three-dimensional object. In this case, I have this children's toy, and turns it from a 3D model into slices that your 3D printer can follow in order to create the model. So if we scroll down here, we can see that going through line by line how it creates the model. Now, the first question that you might have is, how do I get a model into Prusaslicer? And that's very simple. You can go up here to add, and you can select any STL file you might have on your computer. So for example, I had this mixer. Hit OK, and it will load it into Prusaslicer for you. Now, you can also load in multiple models by clicking Control and clicking multiple objects before hitting Open. And that is a way that you can add multiple instances. Now, in case you want to print more than one model, you can select it either by clicking the model directly, so it becomes green, or clicking on it on this list of models on the right-hand side. When I click on CT Mighty Mixer, it selects the model. Now, I have one model, and if I wanted to, the easiest way to do this would be go up to here, and we can select Copy, or we can hit Control-C, and then the next option, Paste, or Control-V, will become available to us. So I'll click that, and now I have two models. However, as we can see, the two models are overlapped. If I attempt to print them like this, we'll have a very bad time. So, how can we move our models around? Well, there's two ways to do that. Possibly the easiest way is by clicking this Arrange option. And if I click that, it will move the models so that they each take up space on the print bed, but nothing is overlapping. If I want to undo that, I can hit Control-Z, or I can hit this Undo button on the top. Another way to move them is on the left-hand side, selecting the Move option, and clicking on a model and dragging to move it. Then I can select another model and drag it like so. Another option that may be important for you is the Scale option. If you use the Scale option on the right-hand side and drag, everything will scale uniformly. Alternatively, you can go down here and select a axis and choose how you want to scale the model. So for example, I'm making this 125% larger. And when I hit enter, the model will scale accordingly on the X, Y, and Z axes. If you want to scale without it being uniform, you can click on this lock right here. And if I change that to 100, you can see that it's scaled to 100 on the X, but on the Y and Z, it stayed at 125. Now, another important function for Prusaslicer is the rotate option. The rotate option will let you move your model around. If you use these arrows, you can snap by, I believe it is 45 degrees, which allows you to easily rotate your model in any of the three axes. If you wish for less precise, or if you wish for more precise control, by holding it out, you can actually move it like so down to hundredths of a millimeter. Now, perhaps one of my favorite functions in Prusaslicer, and the reason why I personally use Prusaslicer as my go-to slicer, is this place on face option. When we click it, we can see all of the faces on the model. And what this allows us to do is to look for places that might be good spots to lay on the bed for 3D printing. Oftentimes with 3D printing, you want the largest possible surface to be attached to the print bed, as this will increase the likelihood of the print succeeding, reduce the possibility of failures, and just potentially making your printing a little bit easier. So with this option, we can see this nice flat base on the bottom. And if we click on it, it snaps down to the bottom like so. But hypothetically, let's say I want to click on another one. All I have to do is click on that face and the model will rotate towards the face that I select. If you want to try another model, simply click on it and all of those options will be there. Now, these are the most, and the final option for Prusaslicer is the slice, of course. So, these models do not need supports to print, but if I was printing something that needed supports, I could enable supports by clicking on the upper left-hand side and choosing between supports on build plate only, for support enforcers only, or everywhere. Supports on the build plate only will only create supports that are touching the build plate. So if there's a place that is has like a hollow cavity in a model or some sort of other overhang that doesn't directly connect to the build plate, it won't support that. If you select supports everywhere, it will attempt to support every part of the model. So if I turn on everywhere and I hit slice, it will generate everything we need in order to print these models. So in this case, it takes us from the 3D model viewer over here into the preview tab. And in the preview tab, we can see exactly all of the movements that the printer will be making in order to print this model. Now, I know for a fact that this model does not need supports, so I will simply go to None, reslice the model, and next, and over here, after we slice our model, we can see how much filament will be used. In this case, it will be using 159 grams of filament. It will cost us $3.18, according to the filament cost that I put in, and it will take approximately 14 hours and 9 minutes. The final step when using this for beginners is to simply hit Export G-Code and export your G-Code and hit Save. Normally you would want to export your G-Code to a USB drive or micro SD drive in order to insert into your 3D printer. Thanks very much for watching. I hope that this tutorial teaches you all the basics you need to know in order to get slicing with Prusaslicer. While there are many excellent slicers on the market, I like Prusaslicer because of the print place on face function especially. I think it's an incredibly invaluable tool for beginners to 3D printing, and the main rival to Prusaslicer, Cura, I feel that it simply does not have as good as an option. However, if you or someone you know is interested in learning Cura, I will come out with a tutorial on how to use Cura in the future. So please like and subscribe so you'll be updated when that video comes out. Thanks very much and have a great day.